Good evening to our viewers around the world from us here at Primetime News Studios on a chilly Monday evening. It's a pleasure to be back in your company once again. I'm Joy Gosses. Leading tonight's bulletin, Head of State Dr. Hage Geingob arrived in Doha, Qatar on Sunday on a working visit. Geingob earlier today paid a courtesy visit to His Royal Highness Amir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani at Amiri Divan, where the two leaders held bilateral talks. We will bring you more updates on the developments in Qatar. On to our next story. The Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Pohamba Shifeta, earlier this afternoon gave an update on the 11 rhinos poached in the Etosha National Park. Let's have a listen on how the ministry is tackling the matter.
A rhino poached in Etosha, an incident that we have to make sure it doesn't occur anymore. We have made some changes, and I've said it last week that we need to reorganize ourselves, and I said it during the forum last week that we need to up our game and to ensure that such kind of incidents don't repeat in this country again. We have already discovered some information, very critical information that will lead us to apprehend some of the poachers. We have already, of course, arrested some, but we'll see how it's going on now with regard to the information that we get. And apart from those arrested, one was injured, and we have information. Those that fled, they are known. We will soon apprehend them. But we will not leave any stone unturned in this operation. We have decided to redeploy the head of our Wildlife Protection Services, retired Commissioner Kashia Kuma, to base in Etosha now to take over the operation there, because we realize that there should be there's a need to reorganize our forces there and to make some changes here and there, because what happened, I view this either there was too much complacent by our staff or personnel jointly operating in Etosha, or inside job. And the latter, I can lean to the latter here. But we will be able to discover more as the time goes on. But we are about to discover much information. As you know that previously there were also some arrests, and we are reasonably suspecting that poachers will not just come there without inside information.
Shifting attention to the Otjozondjuba region, an adult male suspected to be a poacher was shot and killed on Sunday afternoon at Farm Salzbrunnen near Kompat in the Otjozondjuba region, allegedly during an exchange of gunfire with two farm workers patrolling the farm. Our Otjozondjuba correspondent Mulisa Simiyasa filed this report.
Namibian Police Force spokesperson in the region, Inspector Maureen Mbeha, earlier today confirmed the shooting, saying the incident is being treated as a murder case. Mbeha stated that the deceased is yet to be identified. She said it is alleged the deceased was part of the four men who illegally entered Farm Salzbrunnen while they were armed with a gun. Mbeha said at about 1400 hours on Sunday, the four suspected poachers allegedly came eye to eye with two farm workers who were patrolling inside the commercial farm and were also armed with a gun. The police spokesperson added that the farm workers had first allegedly fired warning shots into the air. She noted the workers had allegedly also called on the four suspects to immediately stop and surrender themselves. Mbeha said the four suspected poachers instead allegedly ran away and took cover in the thick bushes on the farm while the farm workers continued to call on them to come back. She further explained that the poaching suspects allegedly fired one gunshot in the direction of the farm workers, which prompted the farm workers to fire back. One of the suspects was then hit and killed on the spot. Mbeha added that the 3 other suspects fled on foot and no arrest has been made since then. The farm worker who shot the suspect has been arrested and is expected to appear in the Otavi Magistrates Court this week, while a team of police officers and farm workers are tracking the remaining suspects. Police investigations into the matter continue.
Moving on to an unfortunate incident in the Oshana region, a 37-year-old mother and her 2-year-old daughter died on Sunday morning after they were allegedly stabbed by her boyfriend in Ondangwa. More on the details from this report filed by Maggie Thomas.
The mother, Ruth Ndapandula Emmanuel, and her 2-year-old daughter, identified as Kandumelo Visa, died on Sunday morning after they were allegedly stabbed by the woman's boyfriend at Okangwena location in Ondangwa. Namibian Police Force Nampol spokesperson for the Oshana region, Thomas Ayambo, said in a statement issued Sunday that the suspect has since been apprehended. The statement read he was found hiding in one of his rooms in his house at Okangwena location in Ondangwa. The mother died shortly after arrival at Onanjokwe Hospital, while the daughter died on the spot. Ayambo said the deceased woman's 13-year-old son was taken to the same hospital where he is undergoing surgery, as he too was allegedly stabbed, while the woman's other daughter, aged 5, was taken for counseling as she allegedly witnessed the stabbings. According to Ayambo, the suspect and the deceased woman were in a relationship and had 3 children together. He said it is still unknown what happened that led the suspect to kill his child and girlfriend. Police investigations into the matter continue.
On to bilateral matters. The vice presidents of Namibia and Angola have reiterated the commitments of their respective governments to the continued strengthening of bilateral cooperation in various sectors, such as trade, investment, and agriculture. Let's get more from this report compiled by Isabel Bento.
Nangolo Mbumba and Bornito dos Sousa Baltazar Diogo, during their recent meeting in Namibia from 15 to 18 June 2022, also noted the elevation of the Namibia-Angola Joint Commission mechanism, which was co-chaired by ministers, to a bi-national commission to be co-chaired by the presidents of Angola and Namibia. The meeting comes after an invitation of dos Sousa Baltazar Diogo by Mbumba, during which the two discussed extensively different issues and visited a number of areas in Namibia. In a joint communique, the two vice presidents urged for the full implementation of previous joint decisions and projects, with a view to report progress at the inaugural BNC to be hosted by Angola in 2023. Recognizing the importance of tourism promotion, the two vice presidents visited the Etosha National Park. They urged the two countries to enhance and promote their cooperation in the tourism sector, with a particular emphasis on cultural tourism as well as nature conservation. At the end of the visit, Mbumba reiterated Namibia's support towards Angola's bid for Commonwealth membership, as well as towards Angola's presidency of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States.
When we return, Ministry of Environment and Tourism warns charcoal producers on contravention. Primetime Buzz brings you all things business and economics. And leading the slot tonight, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism has strongly warned charcoal producers against contravening the regulations on charcoal production during the fire season, which commenced on the 1st of May 2022. Lenia Dishena compiled this insert.
He said perpetrators will be liable for prosecution under the Forest Act 12 of 2001, a directive issued recently by the Director of Forestry in the Ministry, Johnson Dokosho, said many parts of Namibia received higher than average rain during the 2021-2022 season, and the charcoal industry will kickstart production, which will seek stricter guidelines to avoid uncontrollable rangeland fires countrywide. He said annually wildfires burn millions of hectares of rangeland countrywide, which is a great concern to many farmers who depend on the rangeland for their livelihoods. Hence, there is a need for stricter guidelines for the charcoal industry, noting that failure to adhere to guidelines may lead to non-granting of harvesting permits. The guidelines dictate that charcoal burners must be trained on basic firefighting, all neighbors must be informed before charcoal production starts, while no tree bigger than 18 cm in diameter should be harvested, while protected tree species must not be harvested unless special authorization is granted by the Director's Office. He said harvesting permits for charcoal production will be issued only after the inspection has verified resource availability, adding that most important principle is to manage and control the area where the charcoal is burned. Reporting for Nampa News, I am Sawi Hausiku.
Moving on, the World Food Programme and mobile telecommunications giant MTC earlier today signed a memorandum of understanding to develop tech-enabled solutions for food security, rural transformation, and human capital development in Namibia. Selima Shimofeleni Msiba compiled this report.
In his remarks, MTC Managing Director Liki Erastus stated that the cooperation agreement will be a vehicle to initiate and scale long-term engagement to support the Namibian public sector by facilitating the provision of digital solutions and innovation in view of supporting the World Food Programme's ethos of enduring hunger and mitigating climate change and socio-economic challenges.
Furthermore, the cooperation aims to improve and support programs targeted towards food systems infrastructure, rural transformation, human capital development, and digital solutions, which cover the following high-level initiatives: digital solutions for smallholder farmers, internship and capacity building for youth and women, mobile financial services, and precision and smart agriculture.
On her part, Erica Shafuda, World Food Programme Namibia Deputy Country Director, said partners such as MTC play a substantial role as good corporate companies by injecting funds and resources into the economy to tackle socio-economic issues, creating livelihoods that generate economic returns for those most in need so they can afford the basic necessities to live a dignified life.
Technology and digital transformation have become synonymous with our work, and indeed the world we live in. As a result, WFP is constantly exploring ways to leverage technology to accelerate the drive towards food security, because we cannot talk about anything else in WFP other than saying food security and nutrition. Many of the challenges experienced by smallholder farmers, who are our main stakeholders in as far as implementation of programs are concerned, these farmers, they need access to market, they need to trade, they need to be assisted so that their products can reach the markets, and that can only be done through the provision of digital solutions or digital platforms, and we know that MTC has got that strength to assist us in attaining that dream.
Selima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
The sports update is up next, but first the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
Sport Planet brings you all things adrenaline and action. Good evening to you. I'm Michael Madimba. Football leads the segment. New German Football Federation President Bernd Neuendorf has condemned plans to form a European Super League and is not fully happy with Qatar as World Cup host country. Neuendorf told reporters earlier today, on the occasion of his first 100 days on the DFB top job, that a Super League would not benefit the whole of football and is opposed to how sports is conducted in Europe. Looking at the World Cup later this year, he said he was looking forward to the tournament from a sporting point of view, but did not share the enthusiasm of FIFA President Gianni Infantino, who said last week expects the greatest show on earth and the best World Cup ever in Qatar, which is under fire over its human rights record. On to the high-octane world of Formula One. Red Bull's Max Verstappen held off a late charge from Ferrari's Carlos Sainz to take his sixth win of the 2022 Formula One season in Sunday's Canadian Grand Prix. Behind the top two, Lewis Hamilton took the final podium position on Mercedes' most competitive Sunday of the season so far. The next round of the 2022 Formula One World Championship is the British Grand Prix at Silverstone on the 3rd of July. Stand by for your sports roundup. That's where we leave it for this evening. Many thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share and press the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Catch us for a Tuesday edition of Primetime News tomorrow. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire production crew, it's good night.